Heyo, so I didn't do an introduction showing off the new Etsy stuff, but I did put up the Patreon animal pack stickers that were exclusive. I talked about them last week. And the link to my Etsy to support me as an artist is down below. And to keep up with my secondary art, like my sketchbook stuff, and my social media in general is Instagram, and the link to that is also down below. And talking about sketchbooks, I am so glad I did not do this in my sketchbook. Holy shit. So I've had this idea since around before Christmas, when my family is doing anything that requires like over for cleaning, decorating, doing Christmas presents, like that kind of stuff, whatever. We like to put YouTube on the TV and just let the music videos go through. So one day in December, I decided to put on a early 2000s playlist because honestly, banger music. My favorite song, or my favorite band is My Chemical Romance. And then the next favorite band is like Pierce the Veil, Fall Out Boy. But hit me up with like early 2000s Britney Spears, like sign me the fuck up. So during that, at some point, a song I had long forgotten about came up, and it was Okay Go, Here It Goes Again. I was like, oh my god, I completely forgot about this song. And as I'm like watching the music video, if you know, you know. They're on the treadmills and they're all like doing the choreography and dancing, and I was like, that's a great idea. And the only characters I could think about it were Cole and his husband Casper, and then Cole's best friend Edgar and Edgar's husband Jerry, because they're all just a big group of besties. Oh, I just stopped to look at it. I already did the showing off portion. I'll have to redo it. Edgar has a scar on his face and I completely forgot it. It's okay, I'll add it after I do this voiceover. So yeah, I started thinking, wow, this would be a great sketchbook piece. Like, it's a little detailed, it's gonna be fun. And I'm glad I didn't, because I was like, maybe I'll do it on my marker paper, just because I think I'd like it better with the blending and just getting the sketch and everything down for the line art. I realized I had to do this horizontally. I normally do pieces vertically, that's like my go-to, but since I did it horizontal, everything was shorter, and that's about the height that I draw characters at in my sketchbook. My sketchbook is 8.5 by 5.5, so yeah, it's 8.5 tall. So in my sketchbook, it would have been like 3 inches shorter, and I was not about to do that. Having to place them all wasn't that difficult. And in the video, there's like 6 treadmills in the music video, and I was not about to fucking draw 6. I just did 2. And also in the video, the background for their setup was like aluminum foil or some kind of shiny material. And I didn't want the background to be gray. I just think it was too neutral. So I just ended up doing it with a latte color for the sheet or whatever that's hanging up. I kept the floor very brown, like a very warm brown, and then the wall was darker. And I really like the shades of brown. Like me actually getting into neutrals and stuff. Like, wow, what a shock. That's been a shock recently. I've been using the chisel nib more, and I've been really digging neutrals, and I'm like, wow, 2023 Emily is really hitting different, I guess. I've also had like major brain rot for these characters for the past month or so. Like, I just did Cole and Casper for Christmas, or my anniversary. I've been obsessed with Jerry and Edgar for a while, because one of my go-to things right now is giving characters Pokemon teams, and I just recently did Jerry and Edgar. And also the Eevee that my partner and I did, they made me an Eevee. I made them a Grookey. And when we saw each other in September for the My Chemical Romance concert, as we were standing at the till, or I say the till like I'm fucking British, the fucking naming thingy at Build-A-Bear, we were like, what the hell are we gonna name these things? And they popped up as Jerry for the Eevee. So I was like, fuck it, I'm naming this one Edgar. So I was drawing them as Pokemon trainers. Then I was like, I'm obsessed with this. So that's just kind of how it was. So the obsession is real, and I'm really glad that I drew all them together, because they just look so happy, and they've been through a lot. Like, if you follow my Instagram, then you know some of their backstory, that these guys absolutely hate my character Vincent with all of their willpower. If you know anything about my characters from Instagram, Vincent's not a good person. I love him to death. He's like one of my favorite characters, but he's not a good person. And he's fucked up these guys' lives like so much. But we'll develop more of the story as time goes on. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say, because 2 weeks ago when I did the snowflake, I was like, I was like, yeah, the blah blah blah. I thought I talked for like 10 minutes, but I was pausing so much, and I'm pausing again now, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do. I think that's actually all I wanted to talk about, because I already know what next week's video is going to be. Because if you've made it to the end, feel free to beat me over the head. I finished coloring Cole and Casper on this. It was, I can't remember exactly the night, the day, whatever it was, the date. And I heard that For the Future was leaked. And I found it on YouTube. Stopped working on this to watch it. I cried. I wasn't gonna watch it on Disney anyway. Because I watched the Owl House on the Owl Club. Because fuck Disney. So I watched it and I'm sad. But I know what next week's video is gonna be. So that's fun, I guess. So I think that's it, because this voiceover has been going on for like 12 minutes, but at the same time I've been pausing a lot. So I think I'm going to leave it here and go fix Edgar's face before I forget, and then redo the close-up. So thank you guys so much for watching. The links to my Etsy, just so you can support me and my small business, and then my Instagram to support me as an artist, they're down below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!